What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. We have this interesting question that says that find the value of k given that k squared minus k cubed is equal to 12. Well, our first step will be for us to move this 12 to the left hand side. So we have k squared minus k cubed, and as 12 crosses to the left, it becomes negative 12. And this is equal to 0. Now, our next step will be for us to split 12 into the sum of two numbers. There are different ways to split 12, but I'm interested in 8 plus 4. The reason is because on our original expression, we have k squared, which is a perfect square, and k cubed, which is a perfect cube. So we split 12 into 8, that is a perfect cube, and 4, that is a perfect square. Good. So instead of writing 12, I'm going to be replacing 12 with this. So we have k squared minus k cubed minus, so in place of 12, I write 8 plus 4. And this is equal to 0. Now let's use this negative to open up the bracket. So we have k squared minus k cubed minus 8. Now negative times positive is negative. 4 equal to 0. Very good. Now, this simplifies into k squared minus k cubed minus 8 is a perfect cube, which means it can be written as 2 cubed, minus 4 is a perfect squared, which means it can be written as 2 squared. And this is equal to 0. Very good. Now, let's pair. I'm going to be pairing the terms with square, and I'll pair the terms with cube. Now let's pair the ones with square first. So we have k squared minus 2 squared. And then minus, now pair the ones with cube, k cube, and then plus 2 cube. Now there is a plus sign here because when I open up this parenthesis, negative times positive will give back this negative. So it is still correct. And this is equal to 0. Very good. Now notice that we have, on this first parenthesis, we have difference of 2 squares. Then in the second parenthesis, we have sum of 2 cubes. So for difference of 2 squares, we have an identity. For example, the identity of difference of 2 squares is x squared minus y squared, which can be written as x plus y times x minus y. Then the identity for sum of 2 cubes can be written as, for example, x cubed plus y cubed is x plus y times x squared minus x times y plus y squared. Good. Now, let's write the difference of 2 squares first in this form. So we have x plus y. Here it will be k plus 2 times x minus y. It will be k minus 2. Good. And then minus. Now this is sum of 2 cubes. Its identity. We have x plus y. So that will be k plus 2. Then we have x squared. That will be k squared minus, we have x times y, that will be k times 2, which is 2k. And then plus y squared, that will be 2 squared, which is 4. And this is equal to 0. And now notice something. Notice that k plus 2 is common. So we can factor out k plus 2 and then open a bracket. Now, when I factor out k plus 2, I have k minus 2 remaining here. So k minus 2 minus. Now, since I have minus here, I'm going to be opening up another bracket. Now, since I factor out k plus 2 already, I have this remaining, which is k squared minus 2k plus 4. And then close the final bracket, which is the outer bracket, and this is equal to 0. Very good. Now, This simplifies into k plus 2 times, this is k minus 2. Now use this negative to open up this parenthesis, which is this inside bracket. We have minus k squared. Now negative times negative is positive, so we have plus 2k. Negative times positive is negative, and we have 4. Very good. And this is equal to 0. Good. Now let's add up like terms. Here we have k plus 2. Good. Now open up a bracket. Now I'm going to be starting with this k squared. So this is negative k squared. Negative k squared. Now I have k here and 2k, which are like terms. So k plus 2k is plus 3k. Then the constant term, I have negative 2, negative 4. So negative 2, negative 4 is negative 6. And this is equal to 0. Very good. Now, this is k plus 2 times, I don't like this negative here, so I have to get rid of it. And I'll be able to do that by multiplying through by negative 1. Well, this negative 1 will not affect, although it affects it, but if I only apply it here, it is still correct. So I'm not going to be applying it here to this k plus 2, but here. So negative 1 times negative k squared makes it positive k squared. It makes this negative 3k, and it makes this plus 6. Very good. And this is equal to 0. So we have two cases from here. We have the first case, which is k plus 2 to be equal to 0. Then the other case is k squared minus 3k plus 6 to be equal to 0. Now for the first case, it is easy for us to get the value of k by moving 2 to the right hand side, so that we have k to be equal to negative 2 when 2 crosses. So this is one value for k, and it is a real solution. Now, to get the other values or two other values for k, we solve this quadratic term. Now, I'm going to be using the quadratic formula to solve this. So our a from here is 1, our b from here is negative 3, then our c from here is 6. So using the quadratic formula, we have k to be equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now we're going to be substituting these values here. So we have k to be equal to negative b, so that will be negative b is negative 3, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so that's negative 3 squared, minus 4 times a is 1, times c is 6, all over 2 times e. Good. So this becomes k equal to negative times negative is positive, so we're going to be having positive 3 plus or minus the square root of negative 3 squared is 9 minus 4 times 1 times 6 is 24, all over 2 times 1, that will be 2. Very good. Now simplifying further, we have the value of k to be 3 plus or minus the square root of, now 9 minus 24 is negative 15, all over 2, which is the denominator. Now as we simplify further, we have 3 plus or minus the square root of, now we can write negative 15 in another form as negative 1 times 15, all over 2. Good. And then this becomes k equal to 3 plus or minus. Now we can split this. So this can be written as the square root of negative 1 times the square root of 15, all over 2. Very, very good. And now we're getting close to our solution. So this becomes k equal to 3 plus or minus. Now the square root of negative 1 is a complex value, which is known as I. and then times the square root of 15. So 15 is not a perfect square, so it is going to stay inside of the square root, all over 2. Now we can separate the fraction. So this becomes 3 all over 2 plus or minus I times the square root of 15 all over 2. Very good. Now there are two values of k from here. We have k to be 3 over 2 plus I times the square root of 15 over 2, and k to be equal to 3 over 2 minus I times the square root of 15 all over 2. So that is done by separating these signs here. So there are 3 values in total, of which the first value we got is -2, which is a real solution. Then the other 2 values, which are this is a complex solution, and the third one is also a complex solution. So 1 real solution and 2 complex solutions. Well, feel free to share your ideas in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video and have learned something from this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my upcoming videos. And like I always say, until next time, take care.